I.S.U.P.K.
To the family, brother Red Pill representing on the ledge. Do me a favor, family. Make sure you subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. on YouTube. Get some of that fire that the brothers are delivering. Some of that good information, all right?
It's a couple sisters, but the first sister is Dominique Clark. She has a
Dominique Clark. We get your statement, your question on.
Her first statement is Spaniards are not Israel. I think she needs clarification on that.
Okay, this is the deal. I was just reading a book about the atlas of Jews, all right, during medieval times and all type of things. We lived in Spain. There was black people that lived in Spain. But we are not known as the Spaniards, though. Okay? We are not known as the Spaniards, even though we lived in Spain. Look, black people lived in Rome, but we're not known as the Romans. Because the Romans is white people. We live in America, modern day. But we're not known as Americans. We're known as black people. If you went over to Asia, to China, they ain't gonna say, oh, look, an American, an American. They're gonna say, a black person. Oh, wow. You play NBA? You ball?
Right.
You rap?
Right.
They're not gonna say, oh, look, an American citizen, red, white, and blue, patriotism. They're not gonna say that when they see your black hair.
Right.
They're gonna say, look, a black person, an African American. Go ahead.
So they're gonna make sure that they make a difference between you and the people that own America. When they say the Americans, they're talking about white people. You know, when they talk about the anything, you know, the Chinese, you got black people in China, but when they say the Chinese, they're not mixing the black people in with them.
That's right.
You know, that's in anything, especially when they put that the before it. They be specific, talking about that bloodline that runs that country, that owns it.
And now, sister, going to what you're saying, like, we're not the Spaniards, but we were in Spain. We were in Spain helping all that, doing all that. Christopher Columbus, he knew black people. You know what I'm saying? He was a slave trader, so he had to know black people. Okay? So, we were in Spain, all type of stuff. Go ahead, you was going to say something?
Yeah. These Spaniards are Edomites. You know, when they talk about these Spaniards, you know, like say for instance, you know, you got the Italians, the French. You know, this is all talking about Esau right here. This is not including us with that.
Even though we lived there. Now the Spaniards is a bunch of lip-bit, racist bastards that are disgusting and rapists. That's what the Spaniards are.
Right.
But we lived in there, in that area. And they killed us they tortured us and all type of things. Raped our women. But we are not them. We are Israel, no matter where we at. So what's your second question or comment?
There's actually a couple sisters on here trying to battle. I don't know if you want to address it, but her second comment was, why do you wear a head covering when Scripture clearly says not to?
Hey, look, guess what? This ain't a head covering. You see that hole right there? We know the Bible before you even thought about the Bible. I.S.U.P.K been here since 1969, okay? So we know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to come down on you because you could be being serious. She's not being serious with a serious question. She's trying to scoff and act like she knows something?
Yeah, there's
But look,
another sister on here doing the same thing.
it's another, well, good, we're going to address them all. Look,
Okay.
you see this hole at the top of the head? He got one at the top of his too. Okay? That's why our head is not covered. This is a holy mystery that you find in the Bible.
That's
You
right.
can look at in the Bible dictionary, it be called turbans and headpieces. You might not know that because you ain't really probably looked up the dictionary word for mystery.
That's right.
You probably ain't looked up the Bible dictionary word for headpiece. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Now you're in class, so now you're going to learn. Don't battle nobody else. Wait till your question gets answered from the priests, from the teachers. When we're trying to battle the other people that's in the class, leave them the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? Ask your question and then be patient till we get to the question. Simple as that.
Right.
If you don't like it, then get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but look, you know what I'm saying? So look, what's the second point going on?
It's another sister now. You want to address that?
Go ahead.
LaShonda DeBranch.
Well, I want to do it in order. I don't want to miss nothing.
No, this is the next one.
Go ahead.
LaShonda DeBranch.
LaShonda Branch, we getting your question now.
DeBranch. I.S.U.P.K. is a 501c3 government-owned and operated, right?
Government owned and operated. Who you see? You work for the government?
No.
I don't work for the government. The white man is the devil. The government of the white man is Satan's government.
Right.
If I worked for them, you think I'd have, you know what I'm saying, a stainless steel ring? Why don't I have some real silver? You see what I'm saying? That's not, okay, a 501c3 means it's a legitimate organization. That's all. That means we are a legit organization. Okay, sorry for that. Go ahead.
You mentioned the whole thing that General Muhammad just did the coldest breakdown on, you know, the 501c3, exactly what it is, you know, and all of that. I mean, so.
Go ahead and tell the lady that.
You know, he just brought down, General Muhammad did a mean code breakdown on the 501c3. You know, what it's about, what it's for, you know, it's just a legal procedure. It's pretty much what it is.
And look, it's like this. You got a driver's license, that means you work for the government? No. It's just a license to drive. A 501c3 is just a license to be an organization, accept donations and tithes, and to establish yourself tax-free to help the community.
Right.
That's all it does. It's not no CIA microchip that goes in all our brains and shit. We like, oh, we went to CIA. They're gonna turn it on any minute, and we're gonna do the CIA's bidding. What the hell is people on? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
So, I was going to say, all your local, I don't know if they can hear me.
Yeah, come close.
All the local, but not even local, all the national fraternities and sororities have 501c3 numbers as well. That's the only way that you're legally able to, like, accept donations and do kind of money transactions without being in trouble with the tax authority. So, I guess all those organizations are government-owned entities as well.
Yeah, so all the fraternities and sororities all across the country, they run by the government too. I guess the government have them, you know, doing dances and stuff. That's the government's plan now. Go ahead.
People don't believe in 501c3, but then they do believe in marriage papers. You know, people do believe in that. So, what branch of the government that you with if you believe in getting a marriage paper from Esau? What government branch are you with?
Right. So look, like you said, man, General Muhammad did a breakdown on the class. If you want the link, reach out to this page and ask for the link, and you can watch the whole class with the breakdown. It's biblical. It's in the Bible too. Ezra had a 501c3, which is the equivalent to a 501c3 when he rebuilt the kingdom, rebuilt the city of Jerusalem and the temple. He was tax exempt. So it's basically the same thing as we are, tax exempt, so we can help the community with the government, with the donations and tithes we receive, which is something you're not doing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand where your stance is. It's not like who are you? You the damn Red Cross talking about you did more than us?
Right.
You're not doing nothing. But how you ain't helping the people at all? We helping the people.
Right.
We feeding the poor and sheltering the fatherless. Go ahead.
The law, the I.S.U.P.K. understands the law of the Lord and the law of the land both. Just like like the apostles and prophets did in a time when we were up under another people. They understood the laws of the people that were ruling over them and the laws of God.
Let's move on because I want to see what else people say. What's else going down?
All right. She's the same young lady, LaShonda DeBrant. She's going to have to clarify her comments. So her next couple of comments are, how can you believe in a Messiah when Asha says Israel is the son?
Asha.
A-H-S-H-A. And then the second part of that comment was the New Testament is fake.
Okay, we want to answer one question at a time. So she said, how do we believe in the Messiah because of Asha?
She says, and this, like, she might need to ask some more clarification.
Yeah,
How can you believe in a Messiah when Asha says Israel is the son? And that's all for that part of it.
Asha says Israel is the son. Spell Asha using the Hebrew alphabet, please.
So it'd be the I.
No, not you. Spell Asha. Okay, until you know how to read real Hebrew, don't say nothing Hebrew on it. Don't say nothing. Don't say Asha no more. Don't say Yahweh. Don't say Shalom. Don't say Shalom. Don't say nothing no more until you can break this what this says.
That's right.
Until you know what this is saying, and you can read it in here. Don't even say nothing Hebrew to the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Because you know where you're on our level. Okay. What's the second part of her question?
Salaki, they said the sound is low.
Oh, the sound is low?
The sound is low.
Oh, no sweat. Okay. So, yeah.
All right, and the second part was, she just made a comment, the New Testament is fake.
The New Testament is fake. Okay, based upon what? What do you mean fake? You mean Paul wasn't real? The apostles wasn't real? The disciples wasn't real? I don't understand. What is she saying the New Testament is fake? Like, what does she mean? Like, it's not, these weren't actual people in history that walked around and made schools and things like that? Because we got the pictures of schools, of the actual schools in Capernaum, school in, what was that, Ephesus? That picture with the menorahs? We got the schools. I mean, it's in history. Look up, what book is this? Is it the book you want? Okay, this is the Zondervan Illustrated Bible Commentary. I mean, what do you mean it's not real? I mean, it's like a million scholarly books of history that confirm everything in the Bible. I don't understand what she's saying.
So is she saying that everything 2,000 years after, before 2,000 years ago, everything just totally disappeared? Is that what she's trying to say? Because these are actual records.
Oh, go ahead. Say what she's saying so we don't overtalk her.
She hadn't put anything else on there related to that, but if she's listening, she need to add more. If she really wants you to address it.
He's saying you need to add more so we can kind of get what you're saying. Like, you saying the New Testament is fake. Like, we don't understand, like, what's your grounds? And what are you saying is fake about it? Like, are you saying Christ ain't real? Or are you saying those people in the New Testament ain't real? Or what are you getting at? You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to get to. Your question, because that's something like people be saying, you know what I'm saying? They be saying, Paul wasn't real. Look, the only thing that ain't real is all them white pictures that you see. That's the thing that ain't real. They were black men, just like you see here. We got schools all over. Them black men had schools all over in Italy, in Greece, in Jerusalem, in Egypt, Alexandria. We had a big school in Alexandria. I just was reading an atlas of the whole thing. Like, they didn't just make up the whole atlases about our people all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too much. That's not possible to make this amount of stuff up. Go ahead.
She's saying no one died for your sins. Obviously, there's things about the Old Testament that she doesn't understand.
What sins is she talking about? What sin are you talking about, sis?
She's saying, period. No one died for your sins. Then, how's an atonement going to be made? In the Old Testament, that's why people had the sacrifices. If she's trusting in the Old Testament, then where's our lambs? Where are spotless lambs at? You don't own no lambs. You don't own, if you don't own any land, you probably don't have lambs either. So how is she going to get salvation then, since she's asking that question?
Yeah, let's get to scripture in Hebrews that talk about the high priest, you know what I'm saying, and the things about the law. What is she saying? Anything else? Because I might just ignore her.
Salaki, sir. They're both of them, the two young ladies on there. I don't think they kind of want to battle, and they not asking. They just posting.
They just post question after question after question.
And just.
There's a scripture about that. Always doping about with questions, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that scripture first. Because you women, you know what I'm saying, you doting. 1 Timothy 6 and 4. This is what you women is doing that's on here, you know, whatever your names is. It ain't real Hebrew names. So what you talking about? You're supposed to be Old Testament Hebrew, but your name is Shaquisha. Where your Old Testament name at? Scripture say if you're born again, you're supposed to get a new name. You know what I'm saying? But you're not under no real priest, so they would never taught you that.
They just learn from people too long, wrong people. Okay, 6 and 4. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 4. He is proud.
He is proud. Look, you sisters, now it ain't even the men. Because now the men are starting to get in line in this UPK and get under order and direction. Now it's you sisters. You know what I'm saying? The sisters is just like, I don't know, where the hell they get this from? What the hell make you think you can actually lead the nation? Like, what makes you think you can lead the entire nation? I don't know what makes you think you can do that. You can barely even lead your household. Your kids don't even listen to you. So let alone the whole nation listening to you when your kids don't even obey you. They don't even respect you. Go ahead.
Knowing nothing.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why we're breaking this down, that the Lord only chooses one at a time. The Lord chooses one at a time. Alright? He chose one. He chose Adam. He chose Abram. Now he chose I.S.U.P.K. He chose Israel. Okay? He ain't just with everybody. You think God is talking to you in your dreams, that's just demons. Because right after you crying and stuff, how depressed you are. You know what I'm saying? So you're not really, you're not what it is. Keep going.
But doting about questions and strifes of words.
But doting about questions. The New Testament ain't real. The Old Testament ain't real. Christ ain't real. Ain't nothing real. You all fake. Everything's fake. That's what she ended up saying after we cut her on everything. Old Testament real. No Testament ain't real. Nothing's real. That's what ended up happening. Good. Doting about questions. You just be having question after question after question. But go ahead.
Whereof cometh envy.
Whereof cometh envy. Before that was strife. Really, you just trying to cause strife. You're not really trying to learn and understand and get disciplined, because really what you have to do is really shut your mouth.
That's right.
Because we was answering all these questions while the class was going on. You know? So go ahead.
Strife.
Go ahead.
Railings.
Railings. Then next thing you know, you're just going to be talking shit. You ain't shit. You ain't this. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all got this and that. Y'all not learning. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You just going to just be, you know what I'm saying, with insults after that, after you get cut up, because you're not really about it anyway. Go ahead.
Evil submissives.
Then next thing you know, you're going to be making assumptions about us and telling everybody I.S.U.P.K is this and I.S.U.P.K is that. Well, I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing but women beaters. I.S.U.P.K, they ain't nothing but false prophets anyway. They ain't nothing but murderers and thieves. Next thing you know, you're just going to be lying on us. You know, that's probably what they're doing now. I ain't even really reading the comments. I got the brother reading the comments, but that's probably what they was doing a second ago. Just making up lies and said, just, you know, because after you get fed up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This sister, Dominique Clark, just said, I learned from my maker, not men.
You learn from your maker. Go ahead.
I asked one question. Sister, can you show me one woman in the Bible that did what you're doing right now? With that.
Christ. When you're ready to pull up a sister in the scriptures that learned from the maker and didn't learn from man, then you can write another question. You know what I'm saying? Don't write another question until you pull that, because that's not in the Bible. So apparently, you won't write any more questions. You'll just shut up and learn, and then you'll learn. You'll learn how to cook for brothers and learn how to clean for brothers,
right.
And house brothers, and maybe you'll get you a husband if you're under 60. You know what I'm saying? And if you learn how to shut your mouth, then you can get a husband. You can cook and clean for him, and actually do some good for people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these self-proclaimed prophetesses that learned from the Maker and didn't learn from man. But you ask them, well, how many brothers did you lodge? How many prophets did you lodge that was out there doing the work of the Lord? None. How many plates did you make for the priests and prophets of the Lord? None. How many bottles of liquor did you buy for the priests and prophets of the Lord? Because you know that's in the scriptures too, as a gift offering of wine. How many gift offerings have you gave to the priests? Okay, well apparently your Maker ain't a God that's about brotherhood, but our God is. The God of the Bible, the Most High. He's a God of brotherly love. Right. Christ said, "You gonna know these are my disciples from the love they have one for another." You don't have no love for nobody else but your damn fat ass self. So lock it. I didn't mean to insult you. It's just man. You don't have no love, but when I say fat ass, I ain't talking about physical, I'm talking about spiritual. Spiritually, you just selfish and sit at home on your ass and you're selfish. Right. Stop being selfish and come in with the body of Christ and do things for other people instead of just filling yourself. You're filling your own belly. That's all you're doing. That's why you say you learn from the Maker. You just filling yourself up with pride. Like the Lord's directly teaching her. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Okay. So obviously this woman is saying that she's more righteous than Esther, who learned from Mordecai. So obviously she's saying that she's more righteous than her. She's going to have to definitely come with some proof on that. Right. So let's get more on the scripture we was on. Is there say anything else that needs to be brought up?
We got a couple legit questions.
Oh, okay, let's get the legit questions. Go ahead. The first one.
Kawan Palak. Can I get a breakdown of Romans 9 and 30, please?
Romans 9 and 30? Man, that might be too long right there. Too lengthy. We only got about 20 minutes left for class before we do our prayers. Let's see what it's talking about. Oh, yeah, let's get that scripture. That's a good scripture. That's a good scripture because there's a lot of misconstrued scriptures like that. Go ahead and read it.
Romans chapter 9 and verse 30. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles...
This is Paul writing, okay? Paul writing about to the school in Rome. Now in Rome you had all type of Israelites. You had Mexicans in Rome, you know what I'm saying? You had Puerto Ricans and Cubans. You had all type of Israelites in Rome. Judah, all the type of Israelites. And guess what? Since they were living in Rome, they haven't been keeping the customs of Jerusalem. So it's like no telling what they own. Okay? So it's like, so go ahead.
Which follow not after righteousness, have obtained to righteousness.
Which follow not after righteousness. What is he talking there? He's talking about the law. They don't follow the law as in the police are the ones enforcing the biblical laws. Okay? That's what he's talking about. In Rome, there wasn't no law against sleeping with another man's woman. So it's like, how are these, to some people that's ignorant, it's like, well, how do we know they're not sleeping with other men's women when ain't no police to tell them to kill them if they follow another man's women? Like men can't do it on their own. Right. Like men can't actually follow it without having a police enforce it. Right. Like men can't police themselves. And like these Israelites in Rome can't actually keep the law without somebody, a priest around that's going to punish them every time they break it. That's what he's getting at. He's saying, did they attain righteousness? Right. Go ahead.
Have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith.
Even the righteousness. And then he says, well, look, this is the righteousness of faith. This is even the righteousness of faith. Basically saying, these brothers is keeping the law off of because. They're not keeping it because of the priest. They're not keeping it because we in Jerusalem and it's the Holy Land. If somebody see you with pork, they're gonna beat the hell out of you and kill you. They keeping it because. They keeping it because of faith. They keeping it because they really believe that into the Lord. Right. They believe the Lord. So they like us. It's like if the old cats in Jerusalem, that's why it was a stumbling block to them. Because if the old cats in Jerusalem seen us, they would say, man, y'all not keeping the law. I can tell y'all not keeping the law because y'all ain't got no law. Y'all ain't got no priest that's actually killing people for not sleeping with nobody. I mean, for sleeping with another man's woman. Y'all ain't got no priest out here stoning nobody. That's how I know y'all not keeping the law. Right. That's what they would have been saying. That's what was the stumbling block to them. So keep going.
Even the righteousness which is of faith, but Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, have not attained to the law of righteousness.
Now, he told these cats in Rome, they've been keeping the law without no priest that's going to kill them for breaking it. You cats in Jerusalem ain't even keeping the law, and y'all got the priest.
Right.
So that's basically what he's getting at. Everything like that, these scriptures like that, is what he's getting at, basically saying, you people outside of Jerusalem, you Israelites, don't have the law, statutes, commandments, a police force that's going to enforce the law.
Right.
But yet, you all is keeping it, and the people in Jerusalem have a police force, and they're not even keeping it.
Right.
So it's always getting at that some way, form, or fashion. That's what it's all come down to at the end of the day. They come down to keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
Okay? And when it's saying Gentiles, like I said, they call everybody outside of Jerusalem Gentiles. If you lived outside of Judea. Even if you was an Israelite.
Right.
They called you a Gentile. Because, you know what I'm saying, that's just how it was. You know what I'm saying? You ain't from the land. You ain't from the, it's like gangbangers. If you ain't from California, you're not a real blood. You're not a real Crip. You'll want to be. Go ahead.
I will. This has also been a tradition that we've carried out here in America. Because I remember, way back in the days, an old grandmother, she would go to church, but she would consider, if her husband didn't go to church, he was considered, and he asked you certain questions, and you know that this man's a fool, but you try to edify him anyway, and the whole situation is with you and him one-on-one. What this brother will end up doing is, run around and spoiling your name in front of everybody and taking your words and twisting them and stuff like that. So now that way he's not really usable for real. You see what I'm saying? He's nothing. He's not usable for real. So when it comes to a private place, a private corner and everything, that's when it's best to withhold your wisdom. But if he brings if it's a crowd around, then it's cool to go ahead and cut him and chop him on up one good time so that others can be edified, and he can just be used as a punk.
And definitely. What's another question we got?
That's it for all the legit questions I want.
Okay, no sweat. What's up with the other legit questions?
Right.
So, well, I tell you, like this one right here got me. Dominique Clark again says Eve was created first, and men ruling over women is a curse. And she posted Genesis 3 and 16.
Okay, go to Genesis 3 and 16. We're going to use her scripture to cut her. She said Eve was made first.
I'll read it again for y'all to wind. Eve was created first, and men ruling over women is a curse.
Guess what? Go ahead.
Sorry, but I've seen this woman, this same woman, this Dominique Clark woman, and she, the sister got this like little short afro, she's wearing like this beater and everything. You know what I'm saying? And she got this other woman with her, and you can see the spirit go amongst those two sisters just ain't right. I don't know whether that woman's like a mentor or whatever the case is, but I'm just saying, you got a whole lot of feminist movement that's melting its way inside the truth.
Alright, and look, we're going to cut it for the first time. Look, everybody, Eve wasn't made before Adam. Okay? That's just utter ridiculous. I'm going to give you 1 Timothy 2 and 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. Okay? So that's letting you know Adam was formed first. And this goes even deeper. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Look, the woman, you was in the wrong. Don't try to come around 5,000 years later and try to switch up the sin story. Right. Look, they lying. You know how women switch up the story when they tell you about something? Look at them. They doing it again. 5,000 years later, they trying to switch up the story.
Yeah.
Look, man.
Not profitable. I mean, how can you be in love with the white man that much, but then claim to be in the truth?
And look, go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
I really don't understand that from, sisters and everything. They so much in love with the white man, but then they get some truth and the knowledge. I mean, what are you using it for? I mean, what is it for? Is it to go before Esau and say, look, see, I'm valuable. I'm an Israelite. I was no nigga no more. Is it for that? I mean, what is it for? You coming into the truth, or to the knowledge of you being an Israelite. I ain't gonna say the truth, but he's coming into the knowledge of you being an Israelite, and you want to use that as some type of platform to get closer to the white man, so he will see you as something else other than a Negro dog.
And look, what he brought up was heavy. You're not in the truth just because you find out you're an Israelite. That don't make you in the truth.
Right.
You only in the truth if you counted amongst the priests in the I.S.U.P.K. If when the Lord come roll call with us for that 144,000, if we don't know who you are, you're not in the truth.
Right.
You're not in the truth. The priest should know you. We know who labor among us.
Right.
So we would know you. If we don't know who you are, then you're not in the truth. Because we won't know that how much you labor. Now we're going to get verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Now, if you get pregnant, guess what? You are in life or death because you're not following the priestly prophets of the Lord. What's her name? Dominique Cable? Or Dominique something?
Dominique Clark.
Yeah. Dominique Clark?
Yeah,
look, Dominique Clark, you'd be saved in childbearing if you listen to us. But if you're not listening to us, you have a chance of dying next time you get pregnant.
Right.
Okay? You hear what the Lord saying? The Lord don't play with these women.
Yeah, right.
He don't play with us. He don't play at all. The Lord don't play. So next time you get pregnant, make sure you remember all the things that you did good for the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. Because you're going to have to turn yourself around and start doing good for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, bringing us food. Whatever city, state you're in, we got a school there. We'll give you the number, put your city and state, and then you can learn how to bring some food to the brothers and some ease to their mind, and some liquor, and some house, some lodge and other brothers all over the place for the work that we do. And then you're going to remember those things when you're screaming on a pregnancy table, talking about, I need medicine. When you're screaming and your life is hanging in the balance by a thread while you're delivering a baby, you should be able to think about all the things that you've done for the brothers in the U.P.K.
That's right.
Because if you ain't got anything to think about, you in trouble. You in trouble. Okay, so let's get on what you gonna say.
Like it, sir. I gotta ask the question. How can any nation hate its front line? This is something that really bothers me. This is something I really don't understand. How can any nation of people hate its front line? You know what I'm saying? You know what? That's like a boxer hating his fists. You ever saw that? Have anybody on here ever saw a boxer hate his fists? His fist is his front line.
And look, another thing, the I.S.U.P.K, you saying if we are the front line. Right now we are in a public library.
Right.
Room 407, Indianapolis Central Library, 40 East St. Clair Street for everybody in Indiana that want to come. Or Ohio, or Kentucky. We are in a public library. A white man can come through here with a shotgun and try to blow our heads off. But he better be good with that thing, though. Because we're gonna be on this motherfucker.
For sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll follow him fast.
You know what I'm saying? He better be
Fast and quick.
He better be the Matrix with that damn shotgun, because we're gonna be on his head. He might get one, maybe he won't even get one shot off. We got the guard going. So look, our lives is on the line right now, calling the white man the devil. What is your life on the line for?
Right.
What women is out there saying the white man is the devil and sitting on the street corner, saying it to the whole public of the world to hear? None of them. Right. Because if he was out there, 9 times out of 10, somebody might knock you upside your head, one of them white devils.
Especially when being a black woman. And you run out there on the front line, because the way the white man's mind is going to see this, he's going to say, these are wenches right here. What the hell are they doing? And he's going to come in, that's going to even make him mad, because he has a certain line of respect for us a lot of the time. But when he sees you do it, he's like, man, this is our ancient mind. Ancient mind is going out there against us. So now he's ready to go upside your head even faster than he is to come with one of us. Because he know he come with one of us, he's going to get his issue. You know what I'm saying? Even we have to die, he have to die, we have to die, whatever the hell the case is. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of dead motherfuckers on the block.
Right. know the woman is the weaker vessel. And just like the coward that he is, that's what he will sit there and just and tear up. The weaker vessel, which will be you.
Yeah, I'm right. You know what I'm saying? What the brother bringing out is super heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people they get so lost in reading the Bible that they forget about reality. They get so lost in the internet they forget about reality. In reality, you're gonna get smacked. In reality, I.S.U.P.K, ain't nobody touching us because we're gonna whoop their ass. That's the reality.
That's right.
These women, you on the Facebook and you got pumped up with the white man for calling 911 that you think you could just run the issue.
Right.
But guess what? 911 ain't working no more. It wasn't gonna be a time where the 911 they ain't gonna show up. 911 they gonna show up now and arrest you. You know what I'm saying? And you can't call 911 against us because ain't shit they can do to us because we ain't doing nothing. But doing the work, the Lord's work. So our authority is above them. So shit, what you want to do about it?
Right.
They be so mad that they can't do nothing about it. Shit. Let's get the scripture she was saying, Genesis 3:16, saying it's a curse that the man is over the woman. Well, guess what? You just cut yourself because you just said yourself that the man is over the woman. So whether it's a curse or not, we don't even need scripture. I just cut her. She just cut herself. You just told that you understand that the man is over the woman. So now I'm telling you, shut up and do your 6 months in classes and learn how to actually support your people instead of just being a divider and a hindrance and a nobody. I'm going to teach you how to be a somebody. You get in these classes for 6 months. You feed the brothers. You house the brothers. You learn from the brothers, and you braid their hair. You do all these great things, and now you're going to be a somebody.
That's right.
Since you just said the man is over the woman, well then obviously you understand it, and the Lord's going to hold you accountable for it. So either you do what I said or not, the Lord understands that you understand it, so you deal with it, and the Lord going to deal with you. Go ahead, Pastor.
Time check. 4:28.
4:28. Yeah, 4:35. We're gonna end the class and do the prayers.
Come.
Go ahead, Pastor. Terrell. You say something?
I was going to say, also learn, not only just learn to do it, but learn to love it.
That's right.
That's what you got to do, because if you learn to love it, then you'll consistently do it. You won't do it for a minute and then fall off. When you learn to love what it is that you do, then you'll do it consistently and you'll do it for the rest of your life. And guess what? One day, the Lord gonna shine down on you. He gonna look at you, he's gonna like, man, look at her. Say, look what she's done. Look at what she learned to love. Look what she done sat there and she done, consistently done sat there and purged herself and things like that. And she done purged herself and then put herself in the position of the honorable. Of the honorable women. And guess what? You consistently do this, and your name could be listed among Esther and Deborah and all of them.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a reward for people that do good. Learn to do good, get the reward. But if you do evil, then you gotta be ready to take what comes behind that too.
You're right. Pastor, go ahead. What did you shake your head for? What's going on now?
This sister, both these two sisters on here. So LaShonda the Branch again, who has the ability to carry male and female. And then she put Eve, and then she put Genesis 1:27.
Yeah, good. You carry the damn babies. That's great. Let me say one thing. That's good. You know what I'm saying? We put the semen in you, in between your legs, while you lay on your back in submission, and then you bear the children while we go out and fight. You can't go fight with the children in your belly, you dum-dum. You know what I'm saying? You can't go fight with the children in your belly. How you gonna go fight war with the children in your belly? You run around, gotta run through the woods and the forest while you got a baby in your belly, you gonna kill the baby. So sit your ass at home, and the men, we gonna go fight. We put the semen in you so you can go ahead and keep having more babies. You know what I'm saying? They come out of us into you. You know what I'm saying? So that, that's just showing you're just more in a submissive role. You just got a submissive role of life. That's your role in life, is to be submissive to these priests and prophets of the Lord. That's your role. You know what I'm saying? That's why you lay down and bend over and stuff like that when you have intercourse. You know what I'm saying? because it's all spiritual, it's all like important. You know what I'm saying? You know, a woman be bending down all on her knees and this and that, and then she would act like she in charge. But you was just on your back. You was just on your knees. You was just bent over. So, obviously, just naturally, that's not your position. You know what I'm saying? To be the one doing the, you know what I'm saying? You're the one getting done. You're not doing the doing. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, I mean, the man is, the man is the head. The man is the, is the dominant factor. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. I mean, sisters, you gotta realize that. The man is the dominant factor. I mean, this rule is not going to change. It's just going to be what it is. See, and what you can do, you don't want to know where your strength is at. You want to know how you fight. You fight the philosophy of the white man that tries to come against you. You want to fight something so bad, fight that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fight something so bad, go ahead and fight against that. And see, another thing too is, this is the thing about our sisters. The sisters are the only people on the planet that don't want their men in power. You speak to any other race of women, you know what I'm saying? You speak to any other race of women, they're going to want their men in power. And when you talk to them, even though they might not say this directly, you can still see that that's what the deal is. They want their men in power. They want their men to rule. But only with us is it different. And that's a real messed up thing right there. Our women are the only women that want another race in power, or any other race. It ain't only exclusive to the white man. They'll rather have any other race in power than us.
And then look, if I can, another thing about it, it's heavy. The same black woman that don't want a man in power, the kids running all over her. She's stressing and losing her mind because the kids, all she needs is a man in there with a manly voice to tell him, shut the hell up, stop. And then next thing you know, the kids will be in order with that manly voice because he got some balls and she don't. You know what I'm saying? So the same woman that don't want to bow down to a man and this and that, well, you can have your heartache and your pain and your headache of you dealing with all the life that you have to live, being single and lonely and not having a man. And look, all these feminine, beautiful women, they're going to have a man in their life, and they're going to be stress-free, living beautifully. They're going to be the ones taking pictures on the beach and stuff like that. All the women that be doing that, they don't be single. Women be acting like they want to look up to Beyonce like, oh, she's the epitome of a proud, independent black woman. But she got a husband, though.
Right.
She got a husband. But you want to look at her like, oh, the single ladies, she pumping your head up.
Yeah.
Because she driven by the white man, she to pump your head up. And you talking about all the single ladies, but she ain't nowhere near single. She don't want to be single either.
And you know what? She been married to Jay-Z for years.
She been married to Jay-Z for motherfucking years. And then the same old single, lonely women want to talk about a man this, man that. Well, look, you can't keep a man. So what you need to talk about a man for? You don't even know what a man's like. Because you can't keep one. You single as hell in your little apartment. So just stay like that, you know what I'm saying? But look, at the same time, Beyonce got her man. She got kid, family, they had a marriage, they going overseas and stuff like that. All the women that's really having real success be the ones with a man. Even Nicki Minaj, who talk all that, she always got a man. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's switching, jumping from man to man, which is evil and wicked and disgusting, at least she got a man though. So I don't know, so y'all is just, how you let the women in the world be doing better than you?
Right. They're always, they're always represented with a man. They go on the red carpet, they ain't going on the red carpet by themselves.
Right.
They going on the red carpet with a dude that's dressed just, in the same damn color code that she's dressed in. Her man.
Let's get Genesis 3:16, with the scripture she pulled out earlier. Thanks for pulling that scripture. Now do the other things I said, which is shut the hell up and listen and get classes for 6 months. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
it's already rough for you because you got the period every damn month, you're crying, your stomach ache is croaking. You know how the women is when they're on their period. They suffering all hell. You got that every month. You can thank your hard-headed grandmother for that.
That's right.
Go ahead.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Now that's all the more pain that you have during childbirth. You can thank Eve, hard-headed ass, for that too. Okay, don't thank Adam. Adam told her what to do. She just didn't do it right. So go ahead.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Thy desire shall be to thy husband. So you said it right, you know, that the woman got to obey the man. It's like a curse or whatnot. But look, that means you got to obey the man.
Right.
That don't mean we can disobey the man now because the Lord said for you to obey the man. If the Lord said it, then that's what it is. Go ahead.
Like we serve, but the Lord intended it like that from the beginning. He intended it like that from the beginning. Eve was never the head of Adam, and she was not the first created. Adam was the first created. You know, but when it talks about, in sorrow shall bring forth children, that's behind the curse, behind a hard head. You get a curse when you get hard headed. When you submissive, when you do what you need to be doing, things become easier to you. You know. But when you decide you want to be hard-headed and everything, and the Lord said also behind your hard-headedness will He multiply, the pain and everything in your conception. You know, when a woman is submissive, certain things start to lighten up. You know what I'm saying? When the woman is like she's supposed to be towards her man, certain things start to lighten up. You know, I mean. It just is what it is. Certain things get easier. But if your head's hard, then guess what? In sorrow shall I bring forth children. Guess what? You'll be bringing forth children and your baby daddy ain't going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Your baby daddy going to be somewhere giving birth, helping this other woman give birth.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because your head is hard as granite stone. So now, now you got to birth. You got to have a hard birth because your head is hard.
Right. You bring out a perfect, great point. Anybody else say anything else that we need to address?
Nah, sir.
All right, no sweat. So look, that's what it is when it comes to that. This is the I.S.U.P.K. 1 West 125th Street, man. We'll let you know from the jump. What she said? The last thing she said.
Eve is the mother of all living, including Adam.
Okay, well look, if Eve is the mother, Adam was the goddamn father. So look, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Eve the mother, but Adam is the father. You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
Go ahead.
Where it says Eve is the mother of all living, including Adam, then how the hell, if Adam was her husband, how is she the mother of him too?
Yeah, Eve ain't the mother of Adam. Adam was here before. Adam was in the truth before Eve was in the truth. So what the hell are you talking about? Adam is the father of it. He's the man. He's the patriarch.
Right. And this is a thing that was going to bring out circle will.
Go ahead.
Also, too, the life is not, the male and the female and all of that, the life is not in the mother's womb. Inside a man's testicles, you know what I'm saying? The man's testicles decide whether that child is going to be male or female. That's what sisters don't understand. That's why the sperm be swimming and it has a tail and all of that stuff before it even gets injected inside the woman's womb. It already squiggling around and all of that because that's where the life comes from. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a man there and he got a woman and they got 5 girls and no boys, you know what? That's because that man had all girls inside his nuts at the time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The woman, she's the incubator, just like with a caterpillar. When a caterpillar go up into the little cocoon and everything, the cocoon doesn't decide what's going to come out. It only incubates the caterpillar. And then everything is formed inside. The makings of the butterfly was already in the caterpillar before it got in the cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So now when the cocoon busts and the butterfly can pop out and fly around and all of that, it wasn't the cocoon that did it.
Damn right. And look, that's a good point. I'm glad they ended on that. We're going to end the class. I'm going to give you all the precepts on how the Lord only chose Israel. The Lord only chose the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? There's only one that the Lord only chooses. You don't choose many. Okay, I'm going to give you the precepts. Luke 4:25, Numbers 16:1, Ephesians 4:4, Acts 22:3, John 11:49, 1 Corinthians 6:17, Genesis 1:6, Genesis 12:1, Exodus 24:3, Numbers 12:6, Numbers 14:1, Amos 3:1, Matthew 4:1. Later on, this video is going to be on the Facebook for you to the recorded version, and you can play it back to get all the scriptures. And you know what I'm saying? I.S.U.P.K soldiers, you already know what to do with those scriptures. Get them broken down, and if you need any help breaking them down, you obviously call the priest that's over your school and over your zone. What else they said? That's it.
No, I just see the God so he did birth to have how dumb can you be?
Yeah, it's a security. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do the security announcements. So go ahead and pop those security announcements out.
Right.
Yep, got my yep, stand.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18-21. Malachi 3:8-10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashar. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like of upcoming convocations.
If I could say, go to ISUPK.com.
What the upcoming?
Holy convocation, yeah.
Upcoming holy convocations, go to ISUPK.com. Announce holy convocation from the sheep. Remind Akim and Aquas to check the bulletin board in the ISUPK.com hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband.